Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a list, I think, of 17 properties. Actually, one of the better lists that I can remember in a while. So it's got some really good stuff. Let's have a look. First one up is 100 Millside, number 1104. 229 is the price. And you figure some of the larger units have been going for more than this. This is about 740 square feet. I think most people who move to this building, it's a more mature building, probably prefer a two-bedroom, just because moving from a 3 or 4 bedroom house to a one-bedroom can be a little more difficult. So I picture the ideal audience for this one as being like maybe a widower, someone who really doesn't need a lot of space, someone who probably pecks at their dinner, and just that sort of little old lady. That's who this one reminds me of. Not a lot of shots in here. It does have a nice view. That's really all you see in here, and then it looks like there's some upgraded flooring too. So I'm surprised they didn't take more pictures of the kitchen, the bathroom, the master bedroom. The grounds are very nice. They have their own little garden, garden club in here, and they take care of everything really, really well. Steps to downtown, so it's a really convenient location too. So $370 is the maintenance fees. It includes heat and hydro, and I believe cable TV as well. So it's a good option for more of a downsizer, someone who's a little bit more mature. Child's is at 242.9, and we profiled one yesterday. Might have been yesterday, day before, and it was the same price as this, but it had electric baseboard heat. This one's a gas forced air system. It looks like they've done a little bit of work on the cabinets in here, so it's in pretty decent shape. And I have a feeling that this one is going to go pretty quick, being that it's an end unit. Looks like there's some nice trees around this one too, and the inside actually looks very respectable. So that's the deal with that one there. It looks like a nice listing. Frank Place is at 329 126, which is a bit of a weird number. The last listing that sold for this model, it's called the Mood Seat End. It's like 1278 square feet. It's sold at 335 basically. So I mean, these guys here at 329, not as upgraded as the one that sold for 335. It's the only one that has an eat-in kitchen where you can actually put a table, which these guys haven't. Pretty good floor plan here. That master actually looks a lot bigger in person. They've really narrowed it down in the photo. Bit of an upgraded countertop in the bathroom. So it's I think it's pretty good value. I think they priced it very aggressively. Broadway is at 332.5, and it's about 800 square feet. Now, if you think about the one that we just showed, the one bedroom in Millside, or even a two bedroom in the higher twos at 332.5 with zero condo fees, this one doesn't carry for much more than that. So what someone will get here is much more green space, much more outdoor space, but it could be, if it's in good shape, a good alternative to a condo, and with enough manageable space in this one that you could even sort of, you could clean it. 800 square feet is basically two bedrooms plus a kitchen, a living room, and potentially there might even be an opportunity to maybe have some basement income on this one here. So really nice. I like the price point. It says it's in as-is condition, but a 50 by 132 foot lot on that street. It all looks good to me. It's a nice street too. Lots of trees on Broadway. McClanahan 369. 21 by 100 foot lot. It's a townhouse. It's got a big open room, and that opens up to the kitchen. I actually like this floor plan. It's got pretty decent sized rooms, well appointed inside, and I think that overall it's going to get swallowed up pretty quick. Location, depending on how close, some parts of McClanahan are very close to Thompson, so you might have a bit of road noise there. Edwards is $399.8, so it's a new price. They were up in the fours, very competitive price range. So stuff that we see between $375 to $425 is probably the most cluttered price range right now. And what this one has that's unique is a huge pie-shaped lot, and inside it's very clean and tidy. You can see the moldings there. That's new carpet. You can see the kitchen's a little bit more plain, but you could work with that. You could put even some stainless steel in. The master ensuite normally has a separate soaker tub, and then it has a separate shower that's a little bit smaller. This is a bigger shower, so you actually get a little bit more elbow room in the ensuite. And then there's your wood deck and a nice big backyard. So nice stuff there. $399,800 is good value. We've seen these models without the lot sell close to $400,000. So nice stuff here. 1,580 square feet with the laundry upstairs and 3 bedrooms. Johnson is $399,900. It's a Hillsview end. 1,510 square feet, a little bit more basic. In the spring, I would have said, yes, that's fine. Because of the competition of the price range and a little bit of a slide, I don't think these guys are going to hit that mark, but they're not that far off. Being under 400 is definitely a good thing. To give some perspective, a non-end unit 1,680 square foot home was listed at $389,000. It took a couple weeks to sell with hardwood with some really nice upgrades. So they'll have a bit of a tricky time. It's just seen a bit of a shift in this range. And this one on Jervis is even smaller. It's probably 130, 140 square feet smaller. And, you know, kitchen's nice, but at $409, it's just not even a fair fight. The stuff that's selling up in the $410 to $420 range is just, a lot of it's sitting around because it's priced too high. I don't think these guys are going to be able to sell at this price. Cabot Trail is $410. It's a split level design, and it's got, whenever it says 120 by 50, you wonder if it's a corner lot, because the 120 could be the entire width of the lot if it is on the corner, and it might have a side yard instead of the back. I don't have a lot of information, so you'll have to check the link down there if you're interested. As soon as the photos are uploaded, you're going to see them on the link. So Dow Landing, $424,900. Actually, it looks a lot better than a lot of the stuff that we see in this price range, in my opinion. 9-foot ceilings make it seem a lot less like a semi. Kitchen looks a little bit tight, but they've done some nice things, and they have higher cabinets than honestly most of the stuff we see in the 600 range, which is a nice thing. So there's some good storage in the kitchen. The basement almost has kind of a lofty feel to it, but I think it's very well done. The fact that the builder did the basement, nice thing, and you've got a 25 by 100 foot lot that's a little bit wider and a little bit longer than most of the other semis, so it is a pretty decent sized piece of property. Overall, this one gets a thumbs up. I see this one as being different and in a lot of ways better than many of the listings up in that range, so they should do pretty well. Malboeuf is $429,900. Really not very impressive pictures. What you get here is a 35-foot lot, a little bit wider. But, you know, there's like a George Foreman grill on the countertop, and there's some Febreze up in the bedroom. I'll show you that. Yeah, there's a container of Febreze right there. I don't know, like, I mean, it just doesn't, they're probably going to do well because I think it's pretty good value. I mean, you're looking at 1916 square feet, the size of the lot. I don't know if they'll get asking price on this, but I think they're probably in the right range generally for what else is sold. This one on Collis is I think it's called a Stanford model. It's like 1,750 square feet. Beautiful house, like very well appointed. It's a semi-detached, lots of upgrades in that kitchen, including built-ins, which you hardly ever see in a semi-detached. The pendant lights, you've got some pot lights here. Yeah, I mean, it's very impressive. I mean, if you have a daughter, tell me that's not a dream come true for a young kid. And on top of that, a pretty nice looking finished basement too, some pergola in the back, and a really nice front shot. So very well presented. There was a home on Evans facing Derry that sold, I think, up in the 430s. I think this is a better home and it's a better location depending on how close it is to James Snow. Nice stuff though, very, very nice. Being above 450, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, I think maybe under 450 might have gotten them a little bit more eyeballs, but let's see what happens. Colson is 479. It's a link home, which means it shares a foundation with this home here. 52 by 122 foot lot. We just sold a home on Colson with a double garage, with a pool, with lots of upgrades in it. And it was hard to get past 5. We just got right on the brink of 5. At 479, these guys just don't have the same features as the one that we sold. It's got a nice kitchen. There's a lot of nice things about this home. I think the price is probably a little bit high. Lederman is 509. And I actually like this one. This compares to some of the Quincy corners, a little bit bigger than the Quincy, Double car garage, you've got your moldings, and a bit of splash of color makes a big difference. There's this one, there's another one further in the list where it's not just builder colors, it actually has some character. The furniture matches well. Look at how much the kitchen cabinets come out on this compared to just a boring builder paint. Really nice kitchen here. So 509, it's a little bit on the high side compared to what these ones normally sell for, but I think it shows extremely well. Pickersgill is, so 549, this is the other one that has a nice splash of color. If you look inside here, look at the way the walls complement the cabinets. Looks like you've got some upgraded countertops here. Yeah, beautiful house. Again, the pendant lights, little things. Instead of just leaving those little, builder, sort of rough-ins for the lights, they've actually put them in. This is a great listing. A bit of wainscoting in the dining room, and a bit of an inviting front porch. So all in all, this one has a lot of stuff going for it. I think it compares well with what else is in the price range. You look at some of the walnut models, good stuff. Okay, so what's interesting, the square footage is completely wrong. It's 2436 square feet, so they get it wrong here, and then they get it wrong down here. Over 2,500 square feet. It's not true. It's 2436. 9-foot smooth ceilings, which you don't always see in the pictures, but it has a nice effect. That's a great looking home. Quinlan Court is at 734.9. And so don't know much about this one beyond the fact that it backs onto green space and it probably has a ton of upgrades inside. Now, just because somebody paid 150 in upgrades doesn't mean they get all 150 back. It almost looks like they priced this one according to that rationale, that they've added 150 to what it could be worth. It's the 3 washrooms upstairs. I mean, you've got your bedrooms here. It probably looks like a 23 to 2,500 square foot home. We'll see what happens with this. It seems a little bit high though. This one on Pearl is by far the chuck pick of the day. It's an outstanding property, 66 by 132 foot piece of property, which tends to be a pretty common size if you look in Milton, Georgetown, in the old part of downtown. That's a very, very common size. So have a look at this one here. Double car garage, beautiful landscaping. You've got the old Milton home with the new Milton finishes. Almost 3,000 square feet. So if it's on a normal lot in a normal subdivision in the new part of Milton, this one's coming close to, with these upgrades, it's got to be low 7. So for the extra lot, for being in Milton, for being close to Main Street where you could walk to a restaurant, unbelievable stuff. So this one is by far the chuck pick of the day. It is a beautiful house. 789. My prediction is this one is going to generate a lot of action. It's going to sell for big money. So jump all over that one if it's what you're looking for. So have a great day. And if you want to see any of these properties, including this one on Pearl, give us a call. We'll get you in as quick as we can. Okay. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.